Hit go live. So I'm going live. We are live, friends.
Stuart, your holopod is different.
It is, yes. I'm on special assignment.
Oh.
When I did my live first reaction last night, I was actually, in a simulation of the lower decks because I was in a back room of an office. I had like a microwave and stuff behind me. Just seeing how the other half lives, not the ready room, not the bridge.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. I'm getting the debriefing from Section 31, as you can tell. They got the interrogation lights and stuff behind
There are two lights! No, there really are.
There are actually 4 lights because there's 2 here.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, that's the secret you're not meant to tell.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, no, holopod's working well. We love the new tech.
Yeah.
And so you say you're seeing the other half live. Does that mean you had to order like 9 one-slices of pizza? Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, I'm going to upgrade the microwave. I was talking about that too because they can only microwave 1 piece of pizza at a time right now. But, that's kind of hell. So I'm going to get them a bigger microwave where they can do a whole pizza. It's fine.
On your captain after all.
Yes.
You have a captain's budget. Can you imagine that? That would be... Wow. What else would you do that? 'Cause, I mean, let's not say like a 21 inch. Let's say like a medium. What else could you microwave to make it worth it? Do you think?
A turkey.
A super slow roast microwave.
Yeah.
I guess do like 5 lasagnas in plastic. Just like do the entire.
Yeah.
Or do an entire like Christmas dinner of packets all in one. I mean that's good.
Yeah, that's the word. Good.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome back. It's time for a live first reaction to episode 8 of Lower Decks. Excretus.
It sounds so poop related. I don't know why this one in particular.
Yeah, it does.
And can I just point out we've had 3 thumbnails. We had your first reaction, the editor review, which obviously go check for the condensed thoughts, and today, so many good visuals. I was spoiled for choice.
Yeah, I know you were.
And I did not hold back because I did not want to. They spoiled us, we spoiled them right back. Yes.
Well, we already have 1 super chat from the great and powerful Aussie, who throws in $5 and says, Super Captain Foley office is new Section 31 office, Federation President, skeleton hands. Okie dokie.
No,
So,
wait.
yeah.
Where's Aussie's catchphrase for season 2?
I don't think he's locked onto one yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are waiting. And we speak to you almost every day, so...
Yeah, no kidding. I think he's had a few per episode, but nothing that's stuck around, so...
We are waiting for one that sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. I guess I'll start showing. I will...
Yeah.
And why don't you invent a first poll and surprise me with something kind of cute? I'll be back in a second.
Okay. I can try to do that. Let's see. First poll. What should the first poll be? Oh, yeah. Okay, I got one. But welcome, guys. As you see, the super chats are a great way to get our attention and to get us to read your comments. So. Yes and no. Good. Ask the community. There you go. There you got a poll. So you can also participate in the polls. As you see, like I said, super chats are a great way to get our attention and to help the channel. You can support the channel also by making sure you're subscribed and also that you're notified. Click the bell notification icon to all. And by all means, check out the Teespring store, the TeePublic store down below, and let us know what you guys would like to get from there, because there are a few sales coming up this month. So if you're able to support us that way, just get some Trekyards swag. That'd be awesome. If you're not, that's cool too. Just check it out and wait till there's another sale on. They usually get about 35% off on their sales. And I just got a listing of all the sales dates, which I didn't really pay attention to. I'll have to let you know when they're coming up again. So, but there's a few in October. So, also you can join the channel at rank of captain, or Commander, Captain, Admiral, Fleet Admiral, and Federation President. Those also support the show as well. And got some super chats rolling in, which is great. We're going to get to those as soon as Samuel's back. And of course, you can also head on over to Patreon/Trekyards, or you can send us a PayPal as well. Send a PayPal to trekyards@hotmail.com and just let us know that you've sent it in the regular chat, and we will check it out via the email. We will read your comment or question that way. So lots of ways to participate and help us out if you want to during these lives, and we really appreciate it. Also, just vote in the poll, put your thoughts down in the regular chat, and yeah. And White Whale said voted no, but still really enjoyed it. Probably second best. Yeah, I think a lot of people think Kayshawn is the best. I'm not sure that I agree with that necessarily, but it is what it is. So, yeah. All right. Samuel's back now, and we've got some super chats to read, so I'm going to get to those right away. Eugene,
what do people
2,000
think?
rubles.
I really want to know.
Yeah, Eugene, 2,000 rubles. What a weird episode. Incredibly weak and small skeleton story with truckloads of meta scenes and jokes. Still funny, and Boimler's growth of character and skills is genuinely heartwarming. Yes. Yes. I don't know about the skeletal story, though. See, a lot of people either think this is the best episode this season, or they think that Kayshawn was. So a lot of people think this is the second best episode. I disagree. I don't think Kayshawn...
Now you have this in comparison, that looks much weaker, I think.
Yeah.
Like, as a best of. And that's why I put my scores lower, because I knew there was better stuff coming.
Yeah.
No, I think this has got a rather strong... Like, it's a simple through line, but so many films are simple and incredibly effective. This is a very simple, but incredibly effective and surprisingly broad. It's broad but thin, but it's surprisingly...
Ozzy throws in another $5.
Do we have
wearing
a
catchphrase? Wearing my Super Captain Foley, and Spirit Commander t-shirt. Yeah. Today you forgot my earlier super chat. I already read it. Ozzy had it before as we started. So
there we go.
I did read it. Trust me.
Well done.
Mark Lawrence, $5. We got a split second shot of Akani, and I loved it. Yes, that's actually the Enterprise. It's not just Akani. If you look at the Elcars beside Rutherford, it does say Enterprise. So,
although Holo, obviously, so.
Yeah. Sergeant Roadkill puts in £5. Thank you so much. Needs more Naked Day. Love that episode. And sorry, I can't hang around tonight.
No.
We'll go the naked time. Yes.
Go back and watch it. We want to see. Oh, we did do a poll. What was the poll? The poll is. Oh, okay. There you go. This time. Straight to the topic.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's funny. Ozzy, nothing yet. Well, hopefully something will. We not to put pressure on you, but we need you to pick one before the end of the season.
We still got 2 more episodes, so and probably some good stuff. Because I think we've seen everything that we've been previewed with this season on. I think it was all pretty much jammed into this episode. I can't remember any scenes that I'm still looking forward to. Yes. So I think the next 2 are going to be quite interesting, hopefully. So.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. It any direction it could go with this. So Stuart.
Yes.
Go on then. Your thoughts and how was your view of how did you watch it this time? How big was the screen? How good were the speakers? Did you have a good environment to watch it?
I watched it on the laptop I'm using right now, which is a 17-inch screen, which is a big laptop size. So, but okay. I mean, the speakers are just laptop speakers. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Sure, I would have rather viewed it on a TV, but I mean...
I was just curious if you plugged it into the TV or anything, or watched it at your friend's house. I was just wondering if you had some sort of... big... Okay. That's fine.
No, I'm gonna have to watch it when I get home. Because I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. Like I said, I think this is the best one from this season for sure. Maybe it's definitely in the top 5 of all Lower Decks in my opinion.
All caveat being there's only like 18 Lower Decks episodes, so
Yeah, I know.
it's actually not that hard to make a top 5 at this point. But I'm just saying, it's not that big a metric yet.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought, and Boimler, like Eugene said, yeah, his character development and growth is fantastic. I just love how they've kind of switched Mariner and him around this season, a little bit, and I think it's great. She's not really growing as a well. I mean, you see the odd little instance of it where she's like, "Oh, I like my friends," and she has little moments. But I think Boimler, his time on the Titan, how he's dealing with things overall, and his whole attitude towards his job is super ramped up, and I think he's going to be a fantastic officer at some point. So, other than that, I mean, almost everybody got something to do. Rutherford was kind of behind the scenes on this one a little bit. He didn't have too much, but you saw everybody do something except for Kayshawn. Kayshawn was just sitting in the back. You saw the back of inside of his head in one scene. So
yeah.
But and did Freeman really put them in danger with the crystalline entity? I don't know. If she did, I think putting her whole crew in danger is a bad thing for a captain to do. However, as we kind of talked about in our edited review, that might not have been as dangerous as she was letting on to the trainer lady.
Risk is part of the business.
Risk is our business. That's why we're out there.
Yeah.
That's what the ship is about. That's why we're aboard her. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. I have some slight stomach issues tonight. Apologies, guys. It's going to make it a little bit possibly to and fro-y. I'll do a pop up in a moment.
That's okay.
But definitely, it's packed to the brim, and it but it doesn't feel packed to the brim in a excessive way, because it's all narrative, and do watch it a second time. It's better. Well, I mean, I guess you have. It is better on a second watch because everything relates to the main theme. There's not really any wasted bits. Yeah. It's surprisingly full, actually. So I'll pop back in a minute, but I will be listening.
Okay, yes. 82 people here with 50 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up to at least 75. You can probably do 100. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and all that jazz. You know the routine. So, and Wouter215 will get to your super chat as soon as Samuel gets back. Rutherford was flying the ship. Yes, this is true, but yeah. If you think about it, Boimler scored above 100 because he did 100% plus sacrifice himself for the team in real life with hours of torture. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel bad for the guy because he passed on the first go with like 74 or 78%, and then just kept getting better and better and better. Finally hit his 100. And so he did get 100, but yes, you're right. He did sacrifice himself essentially for everybody else to get the job done. So I think Boimler is a fantastic character. All-Star Guru, I'll get to your super chat in a second as soon as Samuel gets back as well. Just don't want to read those without him here. So talk about your favorite Holo scenes, says Samuel. They were all pretty great. I think my favorite would have had to have been the Mirror Universe one, though, for the simple fact that they actually canonized the TNG version of the Mirror or the Terran Empire emblem, because we've only seen that one specifically in comic books, and I have a pin of it and stuff. Like, it is considered, I think, canon, but now it is actually canon because it's been seen on screen, and I think that was great. I thought the Mirror Universe stuff was fantastic. Obviously, one of the best scenes is the the Enterprise from Star Trek II. I thought there would be. I was hoping that would be a longer scene when we saw the coming this season on part, but honestly, I think it went fine. But we kind of seen the whole scene in the teaser, unfortunately. I was just hoping it was a little more than that, but honestly, the Star Trek 3 scene where they're going to rescue Spock, could have been better. I think Shax was supposed to be the one that was doing the security thing to open the doors, and he was too busy like dancing around to do that. But it would have been nice to see the Cerritos back into the doors, because every time you watch that scene in Star Trek 3, you're thinking, what happened if the doors didn't open and that ship hit the doors? So it would have been cool to see like the actual nacelle hit the door, have an explosion, then you get an external shot of like Earth and space dock for like a second, and then all of a sudden space dock blew up. I think that would be hilarious. But I mean the Wild West one was all right. Tendy's one with the Klingon was interesting. I thought it would have been better if they maybe had Worf, but I understand why they just went with generic Klingon. So I think they were all pretty good. But yeah, we'll talk about those as we go through the review. But honestly, I think this was the best episode this season by far. Kayshawn, His Eyes Open, was a good episode and definitely is in the top 1 or 2 of this season for sure. But I think this one just edges it out just because of Boimler's character development. Like, he really did his bit for king and country, as it were, and I think that was a fantastic thing to see, that he's grown quite a lot as a character. So yeah, there we have it. Let me see what we got here. Because I'm on one laptop with like, they don't have 2 screens. I gotta keep maximizing this to see. So we have 84 viewers, 63 likes, guys. Let's get to that 75 like goal. We're gonna need 12 more likes to do that. And the super chats are great. Keep them coming, and we will get to reading the last 2 as soon as Samuel gets back. So just kind of waiting for him here. So yeah, rescued all the Borg babies, rescued some Borg drones. As he was improving his score, instead of using the Borg escape sphere, he actually called in, or activated a distress call and called in a Federation runabout. So it'd be interesting to see the process he went through to actually get that 100% score. And it's considering, long live the Empire. Yes, Samuel. Considering that if she was telling the truth and all the tests were rigged, he got 100% on a rigged test. So that says something right there. He taught the Borg Queen how empathy. He beat her in a game of chess. So, yeah. Yeah, Matt, talking about hay fever and acid reflux could be damaging to the collective. Somebody in my live first reaction review last night actually suggested that maybe Boimler's the transporter clone. That's why the Borg Queen was like not thinking he was human or something. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't make any sense. But it's an interesting idea. It's just, I don't think it makes much sense. So, Medallion, I totally agree with you. There definitely should be a VR game based on these lower decks simulations. Well, now that Samuel's back, I'm going to read these 2 super chats.
How super of you.
Right? Wouter215 throws in 10 euros. Thank you so much. Limited scope of the holopod training programs, I think, is due to them not being connected to the Cerritos ship computer. Also strange that they have nude profiles of the entire crew. Yeah, they're definitely limited. They're a test format, so you can't go outside the parameters of the test. It's not like a holodeck where it has, a lot more possibilities. So that's fine. Like, it's like a multi-choice test. You can only do so many things, right? So, and nude profiles of the crew, just, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, actually. But
you would have their bioscans. Yeah, that would include their skin, because that's just part of their body. So yeah,
maybe they were all censored with the black bar like Boimler was, because that's kind of a privacy issue, you'd think. Anyway, All-Star Guru throws in $2. We got more interior shots of a runabout.
Kind of. Well, we got one, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's such a lot of quick stuff this episode. I'm excited for this format. We can stop. Oh, and look.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always fun.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my thoughts on things. Samuel, what did you think about this episode?
Yeah, it was possibly fallen into the trap of being too referential, but the fact that unlike the museum episode where everything was just a joke inside of an episode, everything here was an episode inside of other episodes, abstractly, you know. And like I said, it's actually better on second viewing, a distinct amount better, because you pick up that most lines do refer back to the main theme, but the creative ideas they had in this one were just better in general than a lot of things this season. Most ideas hit, which is not always the case, and to have so much of those based on the old ideas, which weren't literally things we'd seen, they were able to, well, except the TOS one, but they would take new spins on a lot of things, and a ton of value to them. They weren't just recycling, they were same idea, new face, new people interacting, and it creates a whole new vibe. And if it had just been the A-est of A plots, but the fact that the bridge crew had to live the other side of the spectrum and reflect on it, that's what gave it all that meat, that they easily could have said, yeah, we're just doing Holo things, moving on. That was huge. And then also the Boimler bonus thing, while the joke really was powerful, and while it's sometimes hard to take what they say seriously, you don't know how it won context. The mum says he's one of our best officers, and Mariner's like, well, is he? Why? And the fact that he was the only guy who could deal with buffer time being removed, literally the only person in the entire crew, and the fact that he's only got 100% successfully, and the highest ranking score without cheating of a rigged test, like you said.
On a test that is likely, rigged, yeah.
Now, in fairness, though, she didn't rig the horse one, so she might have run out of time for the Borg one, but that doesn't retract from his success rate anyway. He just did very well. So he might arguably be one of the best officers, rising star.
The indication I got from the horse thing is she just didn't have a chance to change the programming for the horse. She still rigged the simulation. She just didn't get down to the horse bucking her off. Because it just, the way she says it, she was talking specifically about the horse. She doesn't have enough time to go into the nitty gritty of that. So.
But then how did
if you're going to rig one, it should be the Borg one, I think.
Yeah. But do you need to? That's
another good point. Yeah.
But then what was how did Mariner lose the TOS one if not the horse kicking her? Or are you saying she lost that fair and square because she just lost it because she
she lost that fair and square because she's good with horses, but the horse still.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one's a bit muddled and muggy.
Yeah,
but no, it's really good, and it has a real strong heart to it, and a real strong message, and it continues its big growth. Season 1 was about actually the disparity between the officers and the ranks, and even Mike had said he, in hindsight, might have given the bridge crew less screen time in Season 1. I think it was a great choice to give them real screen time. This season they're not used very much, but whenever they're used, it's meaningful if they're part of the main story. And so to have this all be about the whole crew coming together once again, first season was about tearing them apart a little bit. This season we're bringing them together. It just creates a much more cohesive feel for the end of the season. And given they've already had Season 3 order, already wrote it, we're getting to know the crew more and more, even just by noting the same few familiar faces, getting surnames in this episode as well. You could probably name quite a lot of the crew just by itself, and that's an impressive feat. So it's a really interesting the priorities they gave for Season 2, and this episode I think really brings all of those new priorities to the fore, and as well.
Yeah. Well, Medallion agrees with Matt, who says, I struggle with the idea that most of Star Trek universe is stone cold serious, but life on the Cerritos is like a Benny Hill episode. Well, life in Star Trek universe isn't stone cold serious. There's a lot of fun moments and episodes and things that go wrong. I mean, I don't know why everybody's so hung up on that. There's serious moments on the Cerritos too. We just don't see them because that's not the format of the show. We do see them a little bit. Well,
and the whole episode was saying they don't get told shit. So they don't get the serious stuff. They move boxes.
Yeah,
you're not going to see the serious stuff because it's literally above their pay grade.
Yeah.
That's very much reinforced this week. So actually, it's fine. How many people in the nursery on the Enterprise D are thinking it's a serious ship?
Yeah. And that was also reflected a little bit in this episode where they're pulling away from the crystalline entity thing.
Yeah.
And everybody in the mess hall's like, huh? Because how many times you see shit out the window during a regular Star Trek episode on the Enterprise, like the lower decks people that would never, ever need to know what just happened. they're scared shitless about what's going on because the ship's rocking back and forth because they're in some kind of nebula or something. But they never really get told what happened. Everything goes back to normal.
Why is there
the
bright
rumor
purple
mill
out
would
of
be,
my window? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's gone now. Okay.
The rumor mill would always be like, "Did
Yeah.
you hear what happened? So and so Riker, almost died or whatever." I mean, there would be shit like that in the lower decks. That's what this is all about. They don't get briefed on everything.
Did you
So I
hear
think
there was
it's
a
fine.
mutiny? No, I was just in sick bay all week. Oh yeah, because Captain Picard's been taken over by an alien. Oh, I never noticed. Yeah, I know. It's hard to notice when we're just in hydroponics. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have no issues with that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
But-
it's fine. All right, so let's start off with this scene was better in second viewing. First time it feels too quick, underdeveloped, and rushed, but it's a setup, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
It's also
it's a good joke actually when you break it down. It's a good meta joke, so I do like it.
Yeah, they fix the satellite and then the Cerritos warps off because there's an emergency from the Bakersfield, a temporal
So what is that?
causality loop, a temporal causality loop, a temporal
A what?
causality loop. Exactly.
So Stuart, what do you think of episode 8 of Lower Decks?
I mean, I thought it was probably the best of the season so far. I really liked it. I only watched it on like a 17-inch laptop screen, and sound wasn't too great. But
Oh, Long Live the Empire. I don't know.
yeah, Along with the Empire, exactly. Yes. I did it with the wrong hand there, but that's
He's good. He's good.
anyway.
Obvious jokes, Stuart. Obvious.
So they warp off, and I think it's funny. Like, ooh, how much air do we have? 6 hours later, and they're shivering. I suppose the life support systems are all just going, so the air and the heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had something else to say about this, but then we went into the temporal joke. God damn. Oh, and later it's actually funny that it's actually Mariner's fault because she didn't follow protocol and sign out the Meg boots.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought, because there was no Meg boots signed out, everybody was on board. I think that's fucking great. That shows that Mariner is irresponsible to the point of being dangerous. And it really wasn't the Cerritos' fault because you give Captain Freeman shit for like taking off and leaving 4 for crew there. First of all, why are 4 ensigns, one of whom is medical, working on a satellite? Why is there no lieutenant or a more senior officer with them? So that in itself was stupid. But the fact that later we find out, yeah, it's kind of Mariner's fault. It wasn't her mom's fault. If she would have followed protocol, they would have known, shit, there's boots missing, there's people off the ship. Not that they already should have known that, because they should have, but still. Anyway, sorry.
No, hey,
Your
man,
thoughts?
ranting is part of the thing. No, I do agree in that, but I like the shift because it isn't they were left. It was Mariner stole boots, had them go for a joyride on a thing that was either already repaired or because did they say they repaired it? Because I was kind of like, I guess.
Yeah, they said all repaired. I don't know if that means. Hold on, let me go back to the first.
Because it stops instantly. Just enjoy the sight. I was kind of because it was clearly it was unapproved repair work. They were just doing it because
Okay.
they nicked
So
some
it's
stuff.
yeah. See, it's Rutherford closing the panel, and he says all repairs are complete. Should we head back in? I think Rutherford might have been assigned to do this, and they all, as his friends, because of Mariner, went with him. I think that's probably what happened.
It's definitely a joyride, as a joyride can be in a space, whatever. It still doesn't make sense they left him, but I mean, needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. One dude's on a satellite versus entire crew. Do you really think that crew will care that one dude was left alone for 6 hours if that entire crew and their kids got killed? So I'm not gonna, I think the captain should have checked the crew. And you can even argue we have to get there now. We haven't got time to beam them. Or you could have made that more of a scene, but had to be more of a they're at fault. But it's a lovely little opening conception. I like obviously the reuse of the TNG-esque satellite. It was nice, and the beauty of it, and the time repeat joke, golden. I mean, you never get the other side of the coin. So I thought that was another joke within a joke. Could have gone a little bit further, I think. But that's okay. And then the very classic TNG warp out sound effect. At least one of the elements in the scene, this episode was that. And then the hard cut was pretty funny. It's a very short opening, but it is apt. Now,
Well, it's funny with the thing with Lower Decks. Some episodes don't even have an opening. They just go straight to the credit or the opening title sequence.
yeah.
So,
My only note about this is that based on the super quick nature of the thing, it looks as if their helmets are broken because that looks like shattered glass. It's not. It's ice crystals on top, but it does not look like that. It looks clearly like things are shattered.
Or ice crystals inside because the condensation from their breath and stuff once it starts to get
Well,
cold.
yeah, Boimler, they've all got stuff on top though, so they have to be.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very weird structure because it just looks like they should be dead, which they should be. But I mean, that's just like they're just dying in space. Arguably, it's a pretty terrible thing, and that's when you cut back from titles. I mean, miss it the first time, but the Dr. Tiana's like, nothing. Some lung regeneration wouldn't solve. And it's like Jesus, like they all suffered internal damage, but medical science is fine. So it's just it's an interesting tonal scene. It's like, yeah, we did mess up, but I mean they're fine now. So pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do?
I am Misi throws in $5.
Thank you.
Wouldn't it be on Shax to know if an away team was returned or not, or maybe mention it before work? Him or Kayshawn, whoever's serving on the bridge with them.
No, it's
Eugene, 250 rubles. Probably on some console there was a message pending Meg Boots to return 0. Obviously, repair team got back to the ship. Exactly. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one. And yes, warp me. They couldn't help but add another dumb going to warp catchphrase.
Yeah.
Not the worst one, but certainly unnecessary.
And I like how they're like, well, you just think we're expendable, and Shax is like, no, it's ridiculous. Everybody's equal. They sleep in a hallway. Oh. Yeah. So I guess he didn't know they sleep in a hallway. I don't know.
Yeah, given the fact that they then talk about, I missed this. I mean, I guess it could be 15 years ago, fine. But it's like, yeah, but you would remember this.
Yeah, he's absolutely would.
But it works well for the joke. And yeah, they're not all equal. But also, why would you be equal? If they've had 50 years in the service and one's 1 year, they're not equal. That's what the pips are.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. But I like at least them. They're trying to say they are, but they aren't. You know, those in high ups are used to everything. Those in the military, they get the big cabin quarters. Like, isn't what everyone has? And then you cut to a bunk with 3 people, and it's just like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But it hits hard straight away. You know, you don't know what you would hate this job. It all factors in, and to see the Mariner and Mum not fighting because they hate each other, a very legitimate argument for a legitimate reason, is refreshing. Compared to the season 1 where I often said to you, she's a terrible mother, a terrible captain, she's just doing things that don't work. This all feels very Star Trekian, just with the slight absurdity of the situation. But we've had it with Blana and Tom. We've had this exact sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's good to see the way they can do it.
Yeah. Then we get the testing thing, and we get the animated series Alien.
Yes, we do.
In the animated series, his name was Bem, but she is a Pandronian who can split their bodies. So.
Well, they are a Pandronian.
Yes.
Which I thought was going to get obnoxious, but it blends well after the first initial gag. Now I'm wondering, is this the official full crew? Because you would assume almost everybody.
I mean, it's kind of like the when we watched the Orville season 1 and everybody was in the shuttle bay. Yeah. Well, there is, and somebody was mentioning earlier about 4 people in a pod. There is a bigger pod there as well, in case you can't tell on the right-hand side.
Yes, that's distinctly bigger. Yeah.
So I wanted to point that out as well.
Because they're very specific in saying solo pod people, but also I mean look.
Olivia Julius throws in $5. There are 3 lights behind the captain. Sure thing. At least she's out of her temporal anomaly thing. She was in a temporal loop last night and kept super chatting $2. Help Captain in a temporal loop.
Yeah, no, with us as well. Marcus had to read 5 of them, and he liked her a lot by the end of that. You know what I'm thinking, and I bet I'm right. This, and obviously you can see on the live the big crew picture. I bet you the main people right front, the only senior officers. To the left of them are the lieutenants and higher. Everyone else is ensign. I bet you that's what this is. Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
we've talked about this for TNG. There's only 2 commanders, and there wouldn't have that many lieutenant commanders really, and lieutenants that you don't need that many to run the ship. It's not that big a ship. But if this is 90% of the crew, say those that are still on shift, that would be the proportion of ranks I would expect. Honestly, and I think Jen's.
Well,
is
they're
Jen
not
an
all ensigns, because when you go to the next scene and you see them lined up, there's some lieutenant junior grades behind the ensigns. So.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, no,
that would have been useful if it was.
I think you're right though. It's the main staff, the main crew, and then all the department heads, and then the rest of the crew behind. So.
But I wonder if this is actually like the canon bunch. Actually saying this is the crew, and you only see these because you have to draw them all. So I wonder if this is the official this is everybody in every episode.
Probably.
Cool. Sorry, just I recognise loads of them, so.
That's all right.
And I do like this lady. She grew on me actually, and even though she's essentially the villain, it's such a hard balance. But she's not too obnoxious. I kind of liked her. What do you think? Was it on the other side of the fence?
I didn't like her. The fact that she kept doing what Bem does and says this one, referring to herself, like all of her parts, this one got a little old, but that's okay. But yeah, they're individual drills, and they're switching it up. So the command crew gets to experience lower deck stuff or ensign stuff, and vice versa. So,
and they are not pleased with that.
Let's see what Kobayashi Maru, time trap, triple troubles, from Q to Q, Borg encounter, cause and effect, natural selection, evolution, survival of the fittest, chain of command, hero worship, carbon-based units, and naked time. Damn, it's quite a comprehensive list.
And it's sort of half and half of real names versus not real names.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of split on, but I mean there's some good names.
Yeah. Andy Urich throws in $5. Thank you so much. Would there still be a skeleton crew on the bridge, meaning it's almost all of the crew? There would probably be some people on the bridge at this point, unless they're docked somewhere. Yeah.
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 I wanted to point out there's probably this is this shift, that there's like a night shift and a day shift. It's probably day shift and night shift is currently running the bridge, and
that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Sense, yeah. But no, they're all doing trials, and obviously once there's audience, you see a few of these names like, what are we gonna do? And it becomes a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
My only note about the idea of them swapping ranks, though, is that tell me if you've got as well, my context that I got from it was, in these simulations, you'll swap ranks and therefore experience life as a low or high ensign. I did not for a second think they meant and in your real life for X number of hours and days. And so when we cut to them later on eating the food, I'm like, why are they eating in the holodeck together? That's weird. And then why are the bridge crew in a holodeck together on the bunks? So I don't know what was real and not real, because why?
Yeah, that was weird. I just assumed that the feast that they were eating was because they did a good job and they were being awarded for it. I don't know.
But they didn't do a good job. No one did.
I know.
And they're eating in the captain's ready room.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, I can see it being a Holo thing, because where's the most symbolic thing to be, but I don't... Mariner's a bit of a whatever, but that eating a feast in your mum's ready room on a table you've brought in, I don't imagine everyone gets a day to be a captain and then an ensign, but there was none of the possessions we're in the bunk, so I'm like, well, why would they dedicate a Holo suite just to have 4 of them chill out and eat Holo food? I don't get it.
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, that bit sort of lost me. Because they then go into a holodeck, which implies it was real that they were in the bunks. But then there was Red Alert, but Red Alert wasn't a real thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Am Misi throws in $5.
Thank you.
What is the other Trek episode names? What is the other Trek episode names were actually titles of officers' logs, hence their existence in universe?
Ooh.
That makes a lot of sense.
That
makes a ton of sense, actually.
They do say these are based on old Starfleet missions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, there we go. Retcon. Love it. So then they go in and we get our first holo. And I love the grid. I love the little... That's such a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also says it's
Um,
old tech, because that is not modern holodeck tech. The E is out here right now, and we know what that looks like. We know what, this is old, which is good, because
yeah.
the ladies...
E and Voyager have the newer holodeck tech. Yeah.
Yeah, because we know that they said, they might... I don't want to be fired, so this is presumably, this is iPhone 3 technology. But it still works, just... I like that it's the old school stuff.
And like I said, they canonized that Mirror Universe logo or the Terran Empire logo from the TNG comics, which is fantastic. I love that the ship counselors, got some BDSM thing sitting on the. That's hilarious.
It's a gimp slave. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably my favorite of the cutaways because it took more subtle effort, and they dedicated more time to it. And of course, the horny versus torture makes me horny makes me want to torture. It's a vicious cycle. You can have days on it. What a great, stupid.
Yeah.
Oy.
Did you notice the addition to the hallways too? Like there's sharp spikes on the top and the bottom actually. Lots of places you can kill people, I guess.
I mean, you have to kill those senior officers somehow, Stuart.
It's true. It's true.
Now, okay, so Rutherford Shaw. Who is the other guy? Is that what Billups? But I think
it's supposed to be Billups. That's the whole joke with him being horny, because the last episode he was keeping his virginity. I believe it's Billups, just with a different facial hair.
Because it didn't sound like him.
It's Mirror Universe, so he doesn't have the mustache. He's just got the...
but it didn't sound like Billups at all. I was like, who is this meant to be?
It could have just been any random person, but I thought it was Billups.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think Rutherford did quite a good job at sounding not like Rutherford. And I even quite like their symbols. They're not quite... this is an evolution of the TOS. It's not quite. So, they put thought in. And I mean, does this imply, though, that there was a TNG era mirror because they were not using TOS symbols? If this was a replicant of the old mission log from TOS, wouldn't this be... Why would they invent a new logo just because it's in the present? So I imagine this does imply that there's been a TNG swap at some point. Even though obviously, even though at this point the Universe Empire is gone, so it would have to have been a Wrath of Khan one. Oh dear, the meta-canon, Stuart. The meta-canon.
It's fine. We have 142 people watching with 100 likes. That's amazing, guys. But let's get to 150 likes. I'm just going to push it to 150 right away. And just, hit that like button and keep super chatting away, guys.
Amish Billups.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's good. But I love the corridors, love the stealth, love the... Oh, you know what? Screw that being a Federation person. I'm instead going to try and take over and destroy the Terran Empire. It doesn't work. That's great.
The little interaction with Shax is great.
Yes.
And carry on. And then somebody made a point last night in my live talking about saluting with the wrong hand is irrelevant, pretty much. But they assumed that was part of the messing with the simulation, because it really doesn't matter. But anyway.
But if you hadn't studied on this, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't necessarily complain it's rigged if you just thought it was whatever. Yeah, for me that Strax is probably one of my favorites of the episode because it's so correct feeling.
Yeah.
How to deal with these situations? You just deal with them and then people move on. I thought that was just so perfect, tonally. Punch him is just great tone. And Boimler, it's funny.
And I love how if you fail the simulation, they mentioned this later, if you fail the simulation, you get locked out. So you can't do the same simulation again, because Boimler goes to redo his Borg one, and it says if you fail, you're going to get locked out. He's like, I don't care. So.
Yeah, they've got to have those scores. And then Boimler even added a taser sound effect to the Agonizer. It was quite
Agonizer?
Yeah, it wasn't great. But yeah, she fails. It's pretty immediate. Well, she still got like 20% or something, so she still did get a score, just didn't do well.
Yeah. Then we get medical ethics with Tendi. The Klingon who's paralyzed. And what did he say he was paralyzed for again? I broke my back picking up a peanut. A crate didn't fall on him. And was it peanut hamper? I don't know.
I'll be honest, almost every line of this scene made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Which is not great considering it's a guy's asking to get killed, but it's so in context. Like, if you're not a
Yeah.
Trek fan, this is going to not work for you. But knowing what we know, this is so mindful and intelligently written.
Yeah. The whole you refuse to honor my culture, and then oh my God, this patient's still alive. Time of life.
No! Oh, it's so clever, Stuart. It's so freaking clever.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it
Yeah.
frustrates me how good it was. And it's true because,
And
yeah.
it's a real looking Klingon. I gotta say that again. We've seen Klingons before on Lower Decks, but it looks like it's supposed to. So
I just love the idea that, yeah, there's no right answer to be a doctor. You've got to take your own gut. Because, you know, whatever you do here, you're not... Yes, pain is good to a Klingon. It's great. It's very apt and... Oh, time of life. God damn. Although I didn't necessarily quite get why he was therefore not going to die. Because I thought he was going to say, no, he's going to live for another 50 years. I was waiting for that one more line. Promise is bad. He's going to live for 100 more years. No! Promise says, you healed him. No!
Let me get the Starfleet simulation screen. We got Barnes.
Yes.
Scenario whale rescue, 73%. We got triple infestation. We got extreme engineering. Teleportation death tag. Wow. Medical ethics.
And I mean, Argent did a good job, 68%. How is that not succeed?
And whale rescue. What is she like beaming them up onto a bird of prey? Like, I would assume so, unless it's one of the orcas from Cetacean Ops that she had to rescue or something.
Well, I did read this on one of the sites that she actually does work in Cetacean Ops as well.
Yes.
So of course she's got this. But but she was one of the few successes of the crew. But that's nice. It's nice someone succeeded. No, as
I love the Old West planet too. So you must survive, even though you're a wanted man. She's like, yeah, Starfleet classic, yeehaw.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the one that I just fell flat to me. There wasn't really a joke to it. It was just look where we are and done.
Yeah.
It's like,
yep.
Okay.
Well, she even says she tries going to the saloon and she hasn't even tried doing anything creative. Oh, we have to ride the horses. Okay, it seems like a narrow parameter for a drill. But
I do think it's a hint, potentially, but you can't tell. It's all a drill within a drill. But I do like the later gag with the horse, so I'm kind of okay with it. But once again, I will see you in a minute. But I'll leave this on the TMPL car shot because you can. So this is a good thing to leave you on. Bit of Wrath of Khan. See you in a minute.
Absolutely. So yeah, next up is the Wrath of Khan simulation, which if you actually zoom in, which Samuel can't do right now, but on the left-hand side of that LCARS, where you see the MSD, that does say Enterprise. I'm zoomed in right now and I can see it. So, okie dokie, sir, the radiation. You can't go in there. I have to, son. I'm a chief engineer. And then his hand sizzles. Frickin' radiation. And his boot gets... Well, he takes his boot off to try to get in. And we get a nice shot of a refit Connie, which Samuel will get to when he gets back. And it looks glorious when you zoom in. And it does say 1701 on it, so it is the Enterprise. But you'll see that in a second when Samuel gets back. So guys, let me maximize this screen and see what we got viewer-wise. We have 145 viewers, 112 likes. That is amazing, guys. 8 more likes, let's get to 120, even though I set the goal at 150 for you guys. Please hit that like button. We can only hit it once, I guess, but hit the like button. Peanut hamper is the power working with the pack lids. Yeah, I've speculated that too, Richie. But no, I mean, it's great to see the Monster Maroons and the movie era stuff for sure. And like we said, we saw these in this season on, and we were looking forward to this. We were thinking it's a holodeck simulation because you could even tell it was the Enterprise then. So, but I wish it was a little bit longer because we pretty much saw all these scenes in this season on. Matt says, cracks me up that Rutherford is unfazed by the burns other than it hurt. And Matthew says some of these moments fell flat for me because I saw them in the previews. I mean, yeah, but it's still great to see that they went here. But I mean, Lower Decks Monster Maroon style, great. And the engineering outfit on Rutherford looks fantastic. So, yeah. Ryan Howe puts in $5. There was a missed opportunity in this episode. Rutherford should have gone into a coming back from the dead scenario. Yes, essentially, yeah. I mean, season 1, he kind of almost died. DB Mac, nice MSD shot. Odd choice to use 22nd century NX era LCARs, but still nice. Yes, it is actually an odd shot in that regard. Don't know why they actually went with that, to be honest, but it is still great seeing the MSD. Looks fantastic. And the engine room, the radiation or the reactor room looks spot on like it did in Star Trek 2. So just zooming in here. Yeah, it is kind of an odd color and stuff for the time period, but I can forgive that. That's cool. Because everything else is so spot on here. The uniforms, the background, the engineering room. It's glorious. And even the refit itself. Fun will now commence says, I did not watch the previews. Yeah, a lot of people don't like watching previews and stuff because it does spoil things for them. But when you have a 25-minute show, previews can spoil the whole thing. I mean, they can, yes. I think that's one of the reasons they're probably not doing next time on at the end of these ones, like they did last season, which is a shame for us because we like on Wednesdays, the day before it comes out, to do the speculation videos, but we can't really do that anymore. So it is what it is. It's fine. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, just waiting for Sam to get back. I can't really talk much more about this. Let's see what the poll's going at right now. We have 72% that have said yes and 20% that have said no to was this the best episode of Lower Decks this season so far. 123 votes, which is pretty great. Guess we'll leave that up for now because I can't think of another vote topic at the moment. Boimler's reaction to losing reminded me of my reaction when losing in first-person shooters like Elite Force and Call of Duty. Matt Boardman, this episode was so much fun because we got to see so many great classic moments. It's like stuff that we should all want to do if we had the chance to. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Matt says, Trekyards, did you see that they're going to be releasing a Lower Decks soundtrack? I did not see that, but that is awesome. Not surprising, but awesome. Richie, I don't give a shit if my mouse is loud. I'm not in my normal environment. This is my traveling mouse, which is clicky. And I've changed it from changing pictures via click to the scroll wheel. So I'm actually scrolling through the pictures so you can't hear the clicking. So stop complaining about the clicking, please. Olivia Julius, $5. I'm a pretty, pretty princess, and I'm wearing a pretty, pretty dress. There you go. She made me say it. You guys can make me say anything you'd like to just by super chatting. Um, Dax says it was good, fun trek, not really problematic at all.
Howdy.
Hey.
What's up? What's up?
I've talked this scene to death, so now it's your turn.
Okay.
The L cars aren't the right color or the right era. They look almost Enterprise era.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, it's a Holo simulation. I guess they got stuff wrong. Bit weird, but you know, like
Everything else is so on point, though.
Yeah.
And even the refit, when you zoom in on it, you can see 1701 on the nacelle. I mean, they did a really good job with it.
I mean, this scene is unfortunately betrayed by we saw everything in the scene. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
I was hoping there was more to it for sure.
I mean, yes, the mirror's worth it 'cause it's wholly original, but and also I don't quite get the simulation, as in the burns. I mean, it feels like it's stupid for stupid sake for his sake. I mean,
it's rigged.
It is, but they're all different levels of rigged. This is the thing you can't open the door. It's like, oh, okay.
Olivia Julius throws in $5. Let's be nice and thankful that Captain is working with us during his vacation. I think Stuart needs a huge thank you for doing this for us. Oh, thank you, Olivia. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty good, actually. The quality's pretty good. The internet here is good, so.
Can't complain. We've had way worse.
Well, people are complaining because my mouse is clicky when I have to zoom in.
Oh, no. The end of the world, right? Stuart.
I know.
I'm just happy I woke up because I was not okay an hour and 20 minutes ago, given it. So I snapped into gear. Yeah, this scene is it's disappointing, but only because there is nothing else. Except that I do like a guy's joke of, so it's not that difficult. That I liked. That I thought was funny. But yeah, that's the entire Rutherford scene. Then you get Borg encounter, and this wins on many reasons. It feels accurate. It clearly has the TNG vibe of the hallway of the pieces. Beautiful.
And he's so excited to be there. He's like, oh, this is so accurate. Like
playing with a laser like a cat. And also, they made an active note to make alien Borg, which obviously they just couldn't do in TNG because it's very much TNG-esque.
Yeah.
No, it's I mean it's for the most part flawless, while still not being a just replica of like either set. It has its own life, while being still very plain. It's a very effective use of Borg stuff, and just the yeah, okay, I love it's all very natural. Yes, they shield themselves and he throws a phaser. I would have done the same thing. It's funny, but I just love the meta commentary here that Borg aren't running. So he's able to dodge them for a long time, several times. They are finite effective. It's a horde mentality rather than actually whatever. So I do like the multi levels to this, but the fact that he can be so cavalier is
Yeah, I just love the fact that he beat it first time.
Yeah,
at 79%.
It's real good.
And he's like, no, I can do better than that. It's like you'll be locked out if you fail. I don't care. Go again. I thought it was great. Like, I mean, and we wanted to talk about this in a separate video. What did he do to change things, the score? He rescues the Borg babies. He rescues some Borg drones. Instead of using the Borg escape sphere, he actually calls in or activates a distress signal and calls in a runabout. And he teaches the Borg Queen empathy. And he does beats her in chess. I mean, goddamn, man.
What more can the man do? And the Borg baby's a great twist. I mean, it you don't see it coming. It recanonizes that. It's confusing. It's still confusing. It's recanon. It's still Borg baby diapers. Okay. Although I don't know if I quite like the idea of the escape sphere, because the sphere in First Contact is a full-sized sphere. So on an escape sphere, it's the Queen's personal secondary craft. Whereas you can see the circumference of the sphere in this shot, and it's a shuttle. And then when you see it launch, it's not a shuttle. It's a full-size sphere. So they're wrong, arguably. although, so you know what I mean? It doesn't really... They're trying something, but he needed to walk into a massive hangar, like obscene, and do that, like, that pan out from First Contact. You know, it keeps going. So the scene it doesn't work for me necessarily, but they're doing the right thing just in the wrong way, or the wrong way of the right thing. Yeah, probably that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that caught you at all.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Nobody puts in $10. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the content. I was wondering what you thought of my take on changes to this episode. I wrote it out in my comments on your Star Trek or your season 2, episode 8 spoiler review breakdown video.
Let's have a look. I'll skim read that while you talk about the next scene, and then I can report back.
Ooh. Well, the next scene is the naked time.
Oh God! So I'll linger on a few of those shots then. Okay, Stuart.
Well, as captain,
then
save your crew.
Well, he does Borg again though briefly, so he does do.
We already talked about all that.
Well, he does 3. Well, okay. I suppose I haven't shown visuals yet. I don't really think him saving 2 Borg makes sense, but I get the joke.
Maybe they're crew members of the Cerritos from the Cerritos trying to save them.
Okay, naked time. Oh dear. Oh goodness.
Yeah. So as the captain, you must save your crew who are under the influence of a virus that reduces their inhibitions. So this is. Oh no, this is the disease that makes everyone fight and have sex all over the place. And I love that the sinner repents and what's the other one? Oops, going the wrong way here. I Love Mankind are from obviously the original episode TOS, but they didn't put them in TOS ships, TOS corridors. This is the Cerritos. Even in the Mirror Universe, it was the Cerritos with additions, right? So it's their ship in all these scenarios, which I thought was kind of interesting.
So the nobody basically says that it should have been Brad need to get to 101%, and then 1,000% of the crew coach him how to beat it even more. I think it's that's a bit too gimmicky. Yeah, not sure. But thank you. I get it.
Anyway, and then we get into the orgy that's in the bar.
And what a choice to make the Jen and the Dax lady kiss. That was I definitely noted that. That was quite a moment.
Yeah, I was going to use that as the screen
oh, Brad. See. Oh God, what a choice. What a choice. Oh, it's a Horgon he's whipping with. I couldn't tell. Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't know where you can't tell where I end and you begin. And I love how Shax is covered in scratches, and we talked about this, whether it's just his battle scars because he's got the one on his face, or if it's because the cat, Dr. Tiana and him are in a relationship, and she's a cat, so she scratches. We do get side boob from her, actually.
Confirmed.
Yep. And so yeah.
I mean, they're very quick cuts, and the fact that she's literally committing suicide, CG suicide, just to get out of it is quite whoa. But yeah. Oh, we got more. Escape the Void. Yeah, Voyager, and time loop from Volus. Fun. Well, in fact, our main heroes are failing the most. I don't know why that's specifically a note. Everyone's doing better than them.
Average ship score, 48%.
You don't often see a side author of the ship either.
Actually, it was a different score. My screen cap only got 48%. It actually went lower than that.
Yeah, 37.
Yeah.
And then it's confusing. You cut to the real ship. They're in the captain's ready room eating an absolute banquet.
Yeah.
I guess she snuck in and ordered food from Replicator and just gorged.
Maybe because her mom and everybody else was down in the sim doing the testing.
They're busy, but it's just, I don't know, I feel like it should all be in their Holo suite or not. Moving it to the real world's a bit confusing, because are they actually giving orders in the real world? They do later on, but that feels like the last step of the simulation day. So it's just a bit confusing. Hey, I want the food though. I'll be honest, I was quite interested by the meal.
What's this? It's pesto. Find out that the replicators can't do that, so.
Which is an interesting commentary. Because how do you differentiate? How does rank mean anything to you in terms of privileges? Well, you limit people's food and then you give them better food later. But since it's all free, it's just to, prove your time and worth, and we'll upgrade you a bit.
They're wondering where Boimler is, and it's like, oh, I heard he was still doing his drill, and she's like, yeah, right. I bet you bombed just like the rest of us. And then you get him doing more. You see the inside of the runabout, and
he's so heroic. My God, I absolutely love the guy being like, "Sir, how did you get us here?" Because even they don't know.
Yeah. Just fly. And then he blows up the Borg cube on this one as well, so he doesn't just escape it.
Yeah, he goes even further. Not sure how.
Yeah. But only 94%.
Oh God.
And like he was like, again, and the computer's like, no, you're already in the top 10 for your score. I said again.
Yeah, his neuroses, which is the opposite to the Boimler effect, the official protocol that was established for his name, and here he is trying to be top.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it, like, a lot of, when I was in school for university, some lecturers just refused to give 100% because they thought no one could be perfect. Like, you couldn't get any star. So even just the idea of getting 100% to me, especially with subjective like this, like, there isn't a set thing that the program is. There's a set of variables, but to do them all is kind of absurd. So,
especially on a rigged one.
Well, yeah. But that's obviously part of the point. It just seems a bit amazing to even contemplate.
And you're right. This next scene confuses me because Mariner says, it hurts me to say this, but maybe the bridge crew's jobs are actually harder than we thought. And Tendy's like, yeah, well, I'm sure right now they're finding out just how hard it is to do our jobs, and they're down in the bunks. So are they in the real bunks, or are they... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense now that you've actually pointed that out to me.
Because it looks like the same thing, but why are the lights off? I mean, I guess it's night, maybe. Who knows? It doesn't... Is it their bunks? You can't tell. Well, you can't see the warp cells out. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But they talk about, well, what have you done today? Well, I just stood in a room all day. I waited in a transporter room. Like, their jobs are meaningless in essence. Which I love that. But it means their holo simulations were just a wasted full day, I guess. And then they came here to sleep. But does that mean they're actually sleeping on people's beds? It doesn't. I don't understand the context here. I assume it's literal.
I don't either.
But like, why are they even bothering to go to sleep? Why not to go to your own quarters? I don't think Mariner gets to sleep in her mum's bed. I don't think.
Yeah.
Ruffalo gets to sleep in Strax's bed. I mean, these aren't direct parallels, so it's a bit. And there's only so many senior officers. If they've got 178 captains today, and 7 ensigns, do you know what I mean? There's only so many officers. So I don't get it, really. What do you guys think? Seriously, can you help us out here?
That's where we also find out that their showers are cramped, obviously, and their replicators going to make one slice of pizza at a time.
Yeah. But it was so easy. Why did we ever get promoted?
But a small price to pay for no worries and no responsibilities.
Which is it? I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, they don't do anything hard. Just because they're used to the higher bar. But they're used to a higher bar, you don't want to go back to the original.
And then they get an alarm, and they all go to the big pod.
Yep, which implies real.
And the Klingon encounter, which... I've dealt with the Klingons plenty, it's fine.
Yeah, this was satisfying, this scene.
You got a guy running around on fire. The ship's under attack. Stack these boxes. Oh my god.
Which works better because they just did stack boxes 2 episodes ago. This is actually really, really clever. Even though it's the most simple, bullshitty thing ever, it's really clever.
And the whole, why are they shaped like this if they want us to stack them?
Yep. And it keeps being just, sir, there's a queue and Dominion here. Yeah. Help. We can help. No, it's fine. It's like...
And you notice he got a hat from Cupid, the Robin Hood hat. He's got like a Renaissance or even a clown collar, and then like a World War I or World War II uniform.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Such a hodgepodge of stuff.
And then the Dominion. It would have been nice if the Dominion guy just walked by shooting. That would have been a nice addition, I think. Well, I meant to if you're not going to show them. But it's like, yeah, we're doing business stuff. Just stay in here and stack boxes when they could just beam them. It's even done every time. But it works. It's very effective. And they fail even at that. They fail at stacking boxes. Great.
Yeah. But then they get the last simulation, which has them all working together, and it's on the real bridge. Escape from space dock. Steal the Cerritos from space dock and use it to save Spock on the Genesis planet. You get to see the Excelsior back there behind the Cerritos, which was nice.
I thought this was a bit too on the nose. It shouldn't have been the Genesis. It should have been like to save what's the Vulcan from Voyager? Not Tuvok, the other guy.
Oh, I forget his name.
It should have been save some other character from some other planet. It was a little bit on the nose, because is this that famous? I don't know. It's a crime.
Oh yeah, Admiral Kirk stealing the Enterprise. Yeah. Like that's a story that everybody would know. To bring back his first officer who was dead.
Okay, yeah, you're saying it to
me.
And
then saving Earth on the return from Vulcan. Yeah, that whole thing would be pretty important. Just saying.
Well, I meant just the escape bit, because I can imagine Starfleet saying, "This is embarrassing. Let's not let it slip that what happened." Oh, he got the ship some other way. But I was really psyched for this. I was thinking, we're going to see it chased by Excelsior, and then it gets caught. Boom, there we go. So the fact that we didn't get any scene here except a door, I was quite disappointed with. This really set me up for a letdown. So I liked it, but I wish we'd seen a little more.
Star Trek Fan Forever throws in $5. Thank you so much. They brought on a relief crew for the day who was in charge of operations of the ship while they were doing these drills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could buy that. Yeah. And I Am Me C throws in $2. Kirk was demoted over it. Yes. Okay, so our whole idea of seeing the ship blow up and then space dock blow up doesn't work because this isn't a simulation in a holodeck. This is on the main bridge. This is just a view screen simulation.
Yes, that's true. Okay, that's true. But it still works. I do quite like seeing everyone flipped positions. That was quite satisfying. And actually, the fact that Mum totally went along with it. She didn't fight. She didn't bitch. There was no. So I really like that. She's matured so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Area 51. Starfleet's like, no, we let Kirk steal the Enterprise. It's all part of our plan because we knew he could get Spock back.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, I don't know about you, but when Shax is doing the stretch, my back's been killing me from sleeping in those bunks. And it goes, ooh, it's naked time. Reminded me of Sexy, Sexy Flanders. Don't know if you remember that episode of The Simpsons. Yeah. But it's the same pose. It's got the butt out and everything. It's definitely what it reminded me of. So anyway, Mariner's kind of traumatized by that. It's just something I'm remembering from my drills.
I liked it. Simple PTSD. I like it.
And then the one where you couldn't even get on a horse. How do you know about that? The drills are public, Beckett. I watched the playback. Ooh. That means anybody can watch the playback of the Naked Time episode and see everybody naked.
But, counterpoint, all the Loics shower together. So there obviously isn't going to be a stigma of nudity if literally most of the crew sees each other naked, because most of the crew are ensigns.
Yeah. Good point.
But yeah, it's you would think it'd be a little bit classified. I got the sense that was probably a dick move on her part to create more division. Like, they are normally locked, but they're
maybe we've seen their sack and watched them for evaluation purposes or something.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense the captain could view them by authorization, but I quite like the role reversal and even just 2 years of training and you can't do horses. Horses love me. Yeah, they don't. But no, they blow up sort of. And they're so and I love the fact that Ransom comes in saying, "So you guys want cream on your coffee?" They're committed. They do. Well, Strax doesn't so much, but they do their job. I appreciate it.
Dang, that's got to be a record. It is.
It's not even fail. It's incomplete. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm not upset with your score. I'm just disappointed in you." It's like, oh, sad.
And then we get the whole thing about. We got Kayshawn in the back there, but. Maybe this was a whole thing just to get the crew to work together. Oh, that's genius. Because, you think it would be like a team building exercise, right? And so they go, hey, we got to go talk to the lady and congratulate her. Shake her hand. Yeah.
I actually really liked seeing these two together as equals drinking like this.
Yeah.
It grounded it so well. Because they're not fighting, they're actually sharing a moment. I thought it was quite sweet. I hope we see more of this. And they get on quite well. Oh, and the crew being together was lovely. And this, I thought, I was quite sold on this as an idea. I thought that'd be a nice reveal. So to get a totally different reveal, and for it not just to be I'm really a Romulan, woo ha ha ha, but I don't want to lose my job because I quite value it to help people, woo ha ha ha. She's not getting paid. She's doing it because she believes in it. Like, it's a great, just by the means sort of thing. I loved how simple the motivation was. I thought it was really quite excellent, actually.
And the whole captain who leaves her crew stranded for 6 hours. I mean, perfect. Yeah. But then, the whole everything was rigged except for the horses. They weren't rigged. They didn't have time. Anyway.
Boimler still active. 98%. My God.
Yep.
And then he cuts it. 100%. He's saving everybody.
And he's saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna shut this down." Anyway, but he's ordered not to. Yeah. So one could say he got higher than 100% because he got 100%, and then he sacrificed hours of his life, or however long it took, to and his score for the crew. So it's actually a very good officer.
But speaking of our score, Stuart, put in a super chat our like goal as we're coming last half.
Yeah. Let's see, we have 157 people, 135 likes. I still want that 150 likes, guys. Please do that. Mm-hmm. And honestly, another $60 would be fantastic, if possible. So $5 super chats, 10, whatever. We still have the last super chat slot right now. It's I am Misi. So if you guys want to start sniping for that now, by all means.
Not that far away, guys. Not that far.
Yeah. So anyway, he's at 100%, and then all of a sudden, all the drones wake up, and it just see his score drop to 99.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a good meta joke too.
My favorite was the episode.
Yeah. Boimler will be fine. He's one of our best. And then the lady's like, "You're on a California class ship. Most of the Federation doesn't even know you exist." The smaller the ship, the tougher the crew. Yeah.
Oh, that's just posturing. I mean, she thinks she's bigger than she is. That makes sense. But even though this lady is literally the baddie, she's doing everything for a specific reason, and a lot of it is because this crew isn't great. It is going to let themselves down. So Artemis is told face value of, yeah, you are on one of the worst ships. You're on such a bad ship that no one even knows they exist. Because, I thought it was great. Very apt.
Yeah. Jonathan Bell, $5.
Thank you.
Might be too obscure, but I wish the Klingon encounter had involved returning kidnapped civilians to 20th century Las Vegas.
That's a wow. Okay. That could be a whole episode though. Let's not submit that to a 1 minute sequence. Give that whole episode. That's the plot to Star Trek Klingon at Vegas, the museum, the ride.
Yeah.
That
kind of figured.
Yeah, that's great. What a joke.
Anyway, so Freeman's going to teach her a lesson by putting her in real life and death situations to see how they handle it.
Pretty well.
So
apparently.
they scan the area. They've got Tetryon wormhole, a chronoton radiation stream,
classic stuff.
A loner crystalline entity feeding on a rogue planet, and a couple of crystalline entities getting frisky. It's like, oh, it must be, it's crystalline entity season or something.
I was thrilled to see in the trailer. Didn't think they were going to get this much love. Totally changes the paradigm of who and what they are.
Well, remember we just reviewed the episode where they destroyed the crystalline entity? We were like, is it a one-off or is there lots of them? Like, that was a question we asked at the end of that review. Yep. I guess we have our answer.
Just took 30 years / 2 years. And go to crystalline entity. Everyone's thrilled. Okay. What a thing we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Brad. Oh, he runs into a Borg Queen hideout, which is a bit daft, but oh dear, Stuart.
And it is Alex Creed who does the voice of the Borg Queen. So,
However, she's 20 years older than the last time she did it, almost. And she had a film at home, we assume, probably not on professional microphones, we assume, for that smaller performance. So it didn't sound amazing, and certainly the second set of lines you could barely tell it was her, to the point they might have even dubbed it with someone else. The first line sounds great like her, but it was weirdly un-Alice Kriegian voice. It was kind of, I don't know if you caught it straight away or even, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was her at first, but
It's great.
With voices sometimes.
Get the Borg Queen play Borg Queen, and I don't think they made it look very good. It looks there's so much forehead, and she should be greenier. But I was quite disappointed by how simple the look was. I don't know about you. I don't think we did it justice, especially bringing Alice Kree back.
Looks better than the one we saw when we seen in Picard season 2. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you know, we've assimilated the emotion you gave us, so moving forward, babe. It's like, what? Oh no. Because he already beat her at chess, so they've already had a connection, and yeah, she's not happy.
Yeah. Having a bit of an issue with the live stream right now. I'm just waiting for it to reload. At least Skype's still working, so.
Hi there, yeah. Shall I keep going?
Yeah, we can keep talking. I can't read super chats or anything right now.
Okay. So you get some rather nice visuals of the essentially doing a thing, so it's going around with its shields. And even the glitching on the L cards is really clever.
Yeah, I noticed that the pixelization of the L cards I thought was kind of great.
It's weird as hell, but it's a special anomaly thing. Well, you tell me, are they in real danger? Or
I don't think so. I thought so at first, and I thought it was really irresponsible of her to put the crew in danger like that. But I think it was actually, like later with the other regular wormhole, that's no problem at all. We deal with this shit all the time. I think the same thing with these gravitational things that they're in.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a deliberately not that. I mean, it's probably not safe, but also not like that dangerous. The sense I got was that crystalline entity was feeding on the thing, which was drawing its attention away from attacking them. So while yes, if you hit it and break off into it, like we see in the tile sequence, hitting the nacelle, that's damage. But if you can avoid it, I was about to say if you had a good pilot, but you've got Tendi and Rutherford in charge, which are not either pilots. So I guess it's not. Yeah. I guess it's easy, but
yeah. I got my screen back here, so I got a super chat from Eugene, 750 rubles.
Thank you.
And it says it's quite ironical that Boimler was the best officer on board, according to the testing. And in the end, he got the lowest score on the ship. Hope it will be referenced in a future episode, otherwise they missed a joke.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I even clocked
the guy just doesn't get a fair shake.
Yeah, that's funny. Then we get back to Borg, and it's pretty, oh dear.
Yeah, hold on here. I just gotta catch up to you picture-wise.
It's a bit sexual, Stuart. Oh dear. Oh dear. Says Brad.
Oh, yeah. A remarkable creature. Your design very nearly passes as human. I am human. Oh. That's a reaction. Wow, then you need to drink more water. Your skin is a mess.
Which is doubly funny because last week the robot guy said your skin, or the week before. So actually it's super...
pimply and...
Yeah, it's super in canon. It's a really... I mean, it's... Yeah, but still assimilate you. Why,
people are calling it that it's because he's not the real Boimler. He's the transporter clone. That's why his skin's different. That's why they keep referencing it. I don't think so.
That's fair. That's really interesting. Surely the simulation would know and not reference it? Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, he's got hay fever and acid reflux, so he might not be a good addition to the collective.
I mean, yeah, he ain't perfect.
Yeah, but anyway, they fire out a graviton pulse to get out of this thing, and she's waiting for the full impulse and say Mark, say Mark, say Mark. I'm waiting until you're sufficiently scared.
Yeah.
Full impulse. Yeah, I think that implies that they were safe the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
And that is a beyond classic joke of what are they waiting for? Just,
yeah.
Why are they? No, just any time now, Cap. No, okay.
I just watched Free Guy today. I don't know if you've seen Free Guy.
Oh, no, I wanted to, but I didn't get around to it.
Oh. Well, there's a moment in it where, near the end, where they stop all the action for a second to turn and talk to somebody else. It's like, just fucking go. I hate when movies do that. Things are collapsing around you. Just go. Anyway, whatever.
But speaking of going, I mean, everyone in the mess hall, including the old talking guy who does room mill, that's great. Let's call him Seamus. He's that sort of curmudgeon. Yeah, as you said earlier, they're like, okay. An average day.
Anyway, they got three systems over. They've got a black hole feeding on a temporal rift. Lots of time quakes. So they're going to go do that next.
And
maximum warp.
A real psychedelic trip. It's the same anomaly from Tar Sequence. Cool. That does imply that we're going to see more Tar Sequence based content. That we might see the
battle with the Borg.
Yep. They might have been seriously. They might have actually been revealing to us like one of the big storylines in the Tar Sequence. That's incredible.
They kind of did that with Picard. Remember Picard title sequence? Some of the little clues and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And Rick and Morty do it a little bit, but it's a good old thing. Obviously, the it's fine. We pass, and then sorry. No, it was good. I think it was played very well.
But she gave the ship 100%, which I didn't buy.
Yeah,
give it 97. Something like that.
You gotta be happy. Yeah, no, I thought it was. But I mean, I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, Boimler connects to the drill now, but he has been assimilated.
I have a slight issue here with that. Why would the computer allow him to feel what is a huge trauma that scarred people, to feel his body getting ripped apart, things put in? I mean, it's
some people like feeling things get put in their body.
Sure, but it's extremely sadistic.
It is,
and yes. I don't really buy that. It's a great gag, and I hope it comes back later that he has feelings.
And Kurtz said it was rigged, Samuel. So maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah, but rigged and torture is different. I mean, because
the safeties are off.
Well, they clearly were, yeah. But it's pretty gruesome, like, yeah, because he was definitely feeling it and hearing it and saying it, and oi. I
like how they're like, I can hear him traveling around in there. I am Excretus of Borg. I must assimilate.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Actually,
yeah, and the whole
works, but it's horrible.
The whole did I pass? Did I get a perfect score?
Yeah, but
Tendy's like, you sure did, man. You sure did, 100%.
Good job. Weird. And then you come back to mess hall, and I think will notice the fact they all eat the same food all the time.
Yeah.
And it explains why, because they have less replicator options.
Yep.
Makes sense.
But they get a new replicator that's loaded with all of the menu codes from the senior officers.
Although I like that it's not actually a new replicator. It's
you gotta watch their food now. Because she's like, the things we get pesto. So if they start eating better or different food now, that'd be hilarious if they keep that up.
No, I think they have to. But it's not even a new replicator. It's just a replicator with better programs in it. Like, yeah, they have ones that could do it. They just don't give it to them normally. But it's nice of them. I mean, clearly this is a thing that you do on ships. This isn't a weird punishing our people. It's just, lower decks don't get the best stuff because they're not the... So she's actually going against the regulations to give them the good stuff.
Yeah.
Which, Boimler also had while being on the Titan. So there is a sense of ensigns get the least cool, but really everyone else gets, there's just not that many of those other ranks.
Well, Welder215 throws in €5.
Thank you.
Does this mean that the holodeck can replicate Borg nanoprobes? No, I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing. It's that gruesome. It can't. But it's recreating the idea of it based on
Yeah.
Picard's log, Janeway's log, the scientific data. Yeah.
Well, we have 144 people watching,
Ooh,
149 likes. We need one more like to get to
fantastic.
150. Honestly, another $20 would be a great way to end out. Maybe a little bit more. So if you guys want to super chat your scores right now on
Oh
this
yeah, we love
episode,
that.
um, we're going to give our scores, and then I'll read the super chatted scores. Samuel will read the regular scores from the regular chat.
Yeah.
And there is that last super chat slot right now, which is Wouter215. If you guys want that, by all means. But somebody, one person, hit that like button. Let's get up to 150.
Because it's definitely worth a conversation. This one. So as in to hear you guys' scores, I really wanna. I really want to know. Don't super chat if you can't put in your score. I would really love to know what we're all thinking here. Because I haven't. I don't know. I'm gonna say it. Don't think you do either. So.
No, not really. I mean, I kind of droned on about this at the beginning when you were kind of away. Um, my whole closing ramble about character development for Boimler was spot on. He saved the ship. He got 100%. He did everything he needed to do. He's definitely learned and grown from his time on the Titan. Everybody else, there's good character development moments for pretty much everybody, save maybe Rutherford and of course Kayshawn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this episode. I love all the referential stuff. I loved the lists of all the scenarios that they had. There's some really good stuff, and like I said, canonizing the TNG mirror universe stuff I think was fun as well. So honestly, for this one, for season two. For season two, this is I think I'll get a 9.5 out of 10. I think it is the best of the season so far. As for all of Lower Decks, it's probably going to get a 9. I'll stick with a 9 because I don't remember everything that was in season one. There might have been some better ones, but this one I really enjoyed this one overall. It was just really fun use of holodeck technology, even if it's just the pods. Yeah, there you go.
And just as
That's my score.
I know we skipped over one last thing, which I thought was a really odd but interesting way to end, is that as they talk about the food and then they talk amongst themselves, as they walk out, you hear Boimler say, "And I've now lost everything to the Borg," and it's just like, oh
No, they
god,
took everything I was. They took everything that I was. Yeah.
it's the darkest freaking ending ever, and it's an afterthought, and it's just like, oh god. So even though it's horrible beyond horrible, I really hope he has like multiple flashbacks and dreams and stuff, because you don't experience that and not be scarred by it.
There should be like a Borg anonymous meeting, like where he's
Oh my god,
headed up at Picard.
that's the official Patrick Stewart cameo.
We all know what it's like.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be incredible. Or just like cut to the future and it's the monthly BB meeting or BA meeting. Oh, how can it be anonymous if it's Picard, 7 of 9 and Boimler, and yet you get Jack Quaid to play Boimler, and it's the only live action part of Lower Decks is he just goes to the Picard set, and they all wear the current uniforms, just like, right, for the 55th meeting of the Borg Anonymous in Starfleet, here we are. It's like, I feel like I know you somewhere, person who's bald. It's like, no, never seen me before. How are you anonymous when you're the most famous person in Starfleet? Yes, my closing thoughts. Really good. If it didn't have the emotional core, it wouldn't be as good. It'd be more hollow. Whereas the Kayshawn was more hollow. This attracted the thing. Everyone got something to do. Almost all of the jokes hit, which has been not the case this season. It was funnier than the rest of the season. It was smarter than the rest of the season. The joke, the references landed better because they were more integral. They weren't just cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if you're gonna show literally the Enterprise refit, or no, not even that. If you're gonna show the Enterprise, the Enterprise refit, show it. Don't just show it on the teaser and teaser bait us. That I think was a misstep.
Yeah.
But whatever. And definitely because you didn't need to give Mariner 3, really. Don't give her the TOS one. Make the refit one more longer. That's the obvious answer there, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you didn't need that. And yeah, so it's what it tries to do, it succeeds gloriously. But I do think it's the setup to next two. It feels like a laying groundwork specifically for the, you know, testing if the ship and the crew will work together in unison for a big thing that happens at the end. That's kind of the vibe I got from this, which is really exciting actually. Even if it's just standalone, good job. But I think it's a character build, and I can't fault your scores. I think 9.5 for this season. Always leave room for improvement. I think it's definitely top 3 of top 3, maybe top 4 or 5 pushing it. I'm gonna give 9.2 for the entire season of Lower Decks, of the entire franchise. So yeah, top tier. Well done, you guys. It unfortunately smashes the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't got any super chat scores.
Have we not really? Guys,
yeah,
put in your scores. I really want to know. We need
Yeah,
18 more dollars. 18. Yeah.
Yeah, 18 more dollars, guys. Right now, Wouter215 has the last super chat slot. So if you want to Skype that or snipe it. God damn it.
Oh, you can try.
Snipe it. By all means,
Dum
give it a
dum
shot.
dum.
I agree with Medallion.
Stop saying.
This episode is the show firing on all cylinders, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I suppose Kayshawn would have been in it in some capacity.
Yeah, why didn't he get a simulation and then like he has to something silly?
Has to do an English lecture or something.
Yeah. You see like some Vulcans that judge him. So he has to speak in like proverbs while speaking Vulcan. Yeah.
Matt Williams puts in £4.50.
Oh, thank you.
Late to the party, 9.5 for me. Yeah, good score. And right now, Matt is the last super chat slot. So.
Oh, we're so close, Stuart. We're so close. But the non-super chat scores, which I'll read because he's the super chat score reader, so super chat for him to read them right at the end. But the non-super chat scores, are you ready, Stuart?
I am ready.
Let's see where we fall. 10 out of 10, 9.9, 10, 9, 9, 9.7, 11 out of 10. 9, 9.5, 9, 9.275, 9, 10, 9, 9.
Jesus.
9.5, 9 and 9. Dang.
Yeah.
Damn.
And for our poll, was this the best episode of Lower Decks this season so far? 167 votes.
That's a lot of votes.
74% said yes. And the math doesn't add up here. 74% says yes. 25% says no. We're missing a percentage somewhere.
Broke the YouTube algorithm somehow. That's funny. I mean, that's so many people. That's over 100 people. That's a really wow. But I mean, yeah. But this season hasn't been quite as good. But this episode was just as good. Not that every episode can be like this, because this episode is super specific and it would be very over the top to do it every week. But they earned this one, and we were thrilled.
Good tea. Yeah, good tea. Nice House throws in $5.
Oh, thank you.
It says, can we just talk about how hot Dr. Tiana is? Meow. And then they retracted the comments. I don't know if they wanted me to read it.
Well, you read it.
I did. The STEM support throws in $10.
Oh, thank you.
Didn't like the instructor coming apart. If Lower Decks is canon, can't see how it would work in real life. Better ways of doing it would make biological sense. Stuart, I hope you enjoy Alberta. North Alberta, but South Alberta is better. Come by. Yeah, North Alberta, trust me, Grand Prairie's a shithole. I'm not happy to be here, but that's okay. My friend's here. Anyway, and
tell us what you really think. Jesus.
Talking about the lady, I'll tell you about Alberta in just a second. Talking about the lady, she's actually a alien that's in the animated series, Star Trek: The Original Animated Series. The character's name is Bem. I forget the name of the episode, but he did the same thing by separating. Yeah, I mean, Alberta, there's more. Everybody owns a bloody pickup truck, and I've seen more mullets since I've been here than I did my entire time of being alive in the 80s. There's mullets and rednecks everywhere. And it's
in
it's
Canada?
Scary. Oh, yeah. This is like the Texas of Canada.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. This
That's a
this is
statement.
Texas essentially. Anyway,
Right.
Good tea, nice house. Puts in $5. Can we talk about how hot Dr. Tiana is? 9 meows out of 10. Oh, she wanted to score the meows. All right, cool.
I mean, they're all good this week. I wonder if the actor feels a little bit one-dimensional. It's always about Strax currently. I think that's fine. I'm enjoying it. You know, but I don't know if that's always the joke. Tricky.
Squadra Course, $2, 9.5 for me. Great episode. Waits for the snipe. Well, right now you are the last super chat snipe, Squadra Course, but you are waiting to see if you get taken out.
Yes, and then
it's been a great live. Even I think the internet connection's held up. I'm very impressed, actually.
Apologies for my stomach, but you know, life is what it is. I think I've done quite well considering 5 hours sleep in 48 hours. You know, caffeine.
Eric Sween snipes in with $2.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Cool. And then we're going to do some filming tomorrow, Stuart, even though you're on holiday and I've just told myself. Oh.
We don't have to. We can do it on Monday morning because Jay has to work for like 4 hours on Monday morning.
Okay.
So if you're not doing anything Monday, we can do it then, unless you want to do it tomorrow.
Well, no, it means that the last week's videos will come out tomorrow because I haven't made those because the premiere was dying. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it Monday then.
It would just work out better for me to do it Monday.
There'll just be a slightly longer delay on the.
Well, they can wait for the content. They know we'll be bringing it out. They know it'll be good.
Yeah, there's a bit of an odd one to release a runabout video about the previous runabout, not including the current runabout pictures. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem though, Stu, is this going to create a new expectation for the last two? Because if this is the peak, you know,
they might. But I think Mike McMahon knows that, so the next ones might be fantastically great. Who knows? And Devo77X says, I didn't notice the captain is in an SG1 shirt. I am.
Yeah. With not at all oversized patches. Not at all.
Actually, they're not.
Yes, that one is the Delta. Well, not Delta, but that one's massively oversized. I should know. I've literally wore one today for filming. Nice. Well, we will see you Monday, maybe? I don't know. Work it out. You'll know when we know.
Yeah, we might be doing a lot of Monday. I don't know. I'll be back Wednesday night, so Thursday on next, it'll be fine. It'll be back to normal-ish, except for my background because of my basement. But anyway, my God. But I don't know about lives this week. We'll see. We do have a lot to talk about, so maybe we'll try to sneak some in.
It's tricky. It's tricky. Of course. Of course it did that. Yeah. All right, so who's our super chat?
Well, Eric Sween.
Eric Sween. All right. Cool. Thanks so much. So until next time.
Which we don't know when that is, but stay tuned to the subscribe button and the notification bell icon to all. Anyway, until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
And of course, Patreons, if you want to go, you know, Patreon, you can.
Click that join button.
Boom.
Actually down there. Oh, Olivia. Olivia Lavery Farag. Oliver. Sorry, not Olivia. Goddamn. Dyslexia.
Look, we're used to the Olivia name. That's true. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oliver
throws in £5. No pressure, Mike McMahon. Snipe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Cross those fingers.
Anyway, guys, we'll talk to you later.